Guys, it's podcast time.
Yes. You know what it is?
Podcast reunite.
It is fall, and pumpkin spice lattes have made their way back.
I haven't had one yet this year. Can you
haven't?
believe
I
that?
think they're only here for a couple more weeks.
Oh,
I gotta notice.
It's not
You
true.
know what's here and locally?
No, they keep it all the way till
You know what's kind of crazy?
December.
A local favorite around here has a fall favorite, and I think I'm going to miss out on it. I think it started the 30th.
What
Is Andy's has a
Pumpkin pie
Reese's.
concrete?
No, shush. It's a Reese's bomb of some sort. It like has caramel in the middle, and then it has Reese's Pieces and Reese's Cups,
And
and
peanut
then
butter.
peanut butter or
I
something.
couldn't eat that. It would probably make
No, I could eat it. I could eat it very much.
No, I
thank
could
you.
eat it. No,
I think I'm going to do that on the way out.
today was first day of holiday cups. I went today and got my holiday cup.
I know how many. I got those so many
We're
years,
talking
and then they
about,
just sit in my cabinet.
Athletic cups.
Yes.
No, I'm just talking about the paper cups, Chair. They've changed over.
Athletic cups with
Well, they give you that free
bows
one once a
Yeah.
year, and
I don't.
and velvet.
No, it's
No,
it is holiday drink time
Athletic cups.
all the way around. It is fall. People are putting out their hay pumpkins.
It's fall, y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say people are putting out the "It's fall, y'all" sign
So-
in their house. Who's?
Talk to me.
Yeah, so that's what the podcast is for. You figured it out.
The intent.
Again, we always like to put these out, and I will tell you, it takes months sometimes for these to get released. But I will tell you, right now, as we are sitting here talking, it is the very beginning of November, and has your neighborhood switched over to Christmas lights yet?
Nobody on my
There's
neighborhood.
one on
has,
my
but-
neighborhood.
I have.
I live with poor
I
people,
counted
so
up.
no.
I drove through my neighborhood last night. There are 7 houses
You know what I
in
feel
my
bad
house
for
development
is
that already have their lights up.
Thanksgiving, like it is.
It's gone.
The
It
retail
doesn't exist.
The retail stores have just said, you know what? There's not enough people buying turkeys.
It's not just retail.
No, I'm just. Here's my point. I walk into Walmart
This is
the
my point.
day before.
So-
I'm talking, sir. The day before Halloween.
Jason is an interrupter.
All the candy is on discount now. The Halloween candy, all the spooky ones on discount. Right across the aisle from it, Christmas candy, full price, and it just went straight from
The Reese's
Halloween.
things are they're the same thing in just different shape. It goes from ghosts to bells.
Yeah, but you pay full price for the.
It's the
bells
same
now.
thing.
I just think it's interesting.
What? Is that what this podcast is gonna be about?
I think we should talk about this
We're going to
because
talk about pumpkin and gourd sales.
the change is
and
the
demise of the
changeover though.
industry.
My wife and
How did
daughter
Halloween
are
take such a major piece of it? Like if you go into a Home Depot or a Lowe's, it is all these giant Halloween spooky things, and they go straight to giant salad. I guess
I
giant
blame Michael
turkeys were never
Jackson.
very appealing.
Michael Jackson and Thriller. That was the beginning of it.
really.
It turned the whole industry.
No,
My wife and my middle daughter are both of the Christmas starts on November 1st. It's the thing. And I don't get it. I watched my neighbor, seriously, my neighbor 2 houses down was out there at 9:00 in the morning on November 1st with their full on Grinches and lights and
I think
everything. We skipped
the turkey
November.
industry, whoever's in charge of that, has fallen asleep on the job. They
Because they ate
need.
too much turkey.
They need the lysine.
Lysine?
Yeah, that what makes you fall asleep.
No, it's I forget what it's called, but it's not lysine. It's
What are you guys? What are you even talking about?
something in the turkey that makes you sleepy.
Liechtenstein?
Anywho,
Yeah, I know what you're talking
done
about.
a terrible job.
I know what you're talking about.
But it is.
Oktoberfest is more popular than Thanksgiving now.
There was
I don't know.
this
Not in my
year there
house.
was a Christmas section at Walmart, October 1st. October 1st started Christmas section at
It
Walmart.
never leaves. When you go to Hobby Lobby, it's always there. So anyway,
Why are you going
Is
to
that what
Hobby
this is
Lobby?
about, guys?
Why are you
We're
doing
just setting the
this,
scene.
Jason?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's fall.
It's fall,
It's fall,
y'all.
y'all. Get your Ugg boots out.
Hey, pumpkin.
All I need is a pumpkin spice latte in my hand and a nice cozy fire.
A sheepskin vest.
Anyway, Jason, has there ever been an instrument that got away?
Yeah, but I'm too busy talking about fall, y'all.
You know why? Because you hate whimsy.
Yeah, quit trying to bring us to the subject of this podcast, Jeremy. I want to talk about fall. Let me ask the question to you, Jeremy. Have there been any instruments that you wish you hadn't have bought?
Well, Jason, let me tell you about that.
It's rhetorical.
Right after this little
John,
song.
are there any instruments that you wish you would have bought or hadn't have bought or didn't buy or should have bought or have bought and wish you'd kept?
No. Yes. Maybe.
All right.
Let's find out
Let's
right
talk
after
more
this.
about that. Thank you.
Little song.
Is good instrument more by?
Take me away, 'cause I can be the way. Let somebody want letting go and I can have my way.
There have been some instruments that I wish I had bought.
Well, give me one. I'm not here for hyperbole. I want to know
All right,
ball
Here's one that I wish I had bought.
specifically.
And I could have probably swung it. And Uncle Kit back in Colorado has the old time pick and parlor. I did end up buying a Martin Golden Era
D18
It was the
Golden
first
Era.
guitar I bought, and I bought it somewhat as an investment. Like we were playing music, and I didn't need the money because we were pretty much being supported at home and all that. So I had so much money, and I bought a nice Golden Era.
Instead of
At the
buying
same
video
time,
games, you were about that.
they had a Brazilian rosewood Tony Rice model. Was it?
What are you talking about?
Martin. There was one that Uncle Kit had that was available to buy, and I almost got it.
It would have been a Clarence White if it was.
It was a clearance white, I think, but a Brazilian rosewood one. It was only going to be about.
I think you're talking about
35 or
Tony Rice Pro.
3,800.
You definitely did not see that.
Tony
guitar.
Rice Pro. I can't remember the exact model of it, but I regret not buying it.
Well,
There was no Brazilian rosewood for $3,500 that you would have seen in the last forever. I can guarantee that
It
one.
might have been around 5,000, but
Yeah, maybe 6, 7 at that time. Yeah, that one I
this
would
was
buy.
back in 80.
90,
It would've been 90, some late 90s.
No, we moved out of Colorado in 89.
93.
Oh gosh, this podcast has gone.
You're bad with numbers. 93 is when, or no, 96 is when we moved.
93 was.
94.
Yeah, you're right. I'm 89 is kind of when we got started.
All right, so John, let me ask you this question.
Since your story sucks,
Jared, I'll let you think on this. I'll let you get your numbers together.
your
Same
story
day,
good, bad,
There's
maybe.
two guitars I could have bought. I bought the Golden Era, which I like.
If we could like take John's memory and your ability to form a sentence, you'd have a full person. Wouldn't we?
Being mean.
Yeah. If you take my humor, it'd be perfect.
Jason's lack of whimsy.
I have whimsy. Anyway, John, let me ask you the question. What's the number one regret you have?
I can't. The one I've got so many.
Do you want to categorize? Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's the deal with me. I think guitars show up so often.
Oh, we're talking about instruments. I thought you were going to go into another subject, regrets. Well,
guitars show up so
it all
often
started when I was.
that are cool. I have.
Let's,
three
let
that
me
are
narrow it down.
The easy
Let me
ones
narrow it
that
down.
would have possibly been able to be got.
Guitar that you've owned that you wish you still owned.
That I wish I still owned.
Yeah, is there one?
There is one that I didn't actually own it, and I guess if
Okay.
there was one thing that I wish I still had that I don't have today, it was the first guitar, which was Dad's guitar, 1974 D28. It wasn't even a great guitar.
Hand scallop bracing.
Yeah, by him.
Hand scrape top by John.
Yeah.
From the outside.
It was an okay sounding guitar. And the reason why it got sold was to buy a better sounding guitar. Yeah. But there's this weird thing that happens, and I think this is interesting. I actually kind of feel this way about Jeremy's first mandolin. I wish it was still around.
Not my first one, my second
The flat
one.
iron.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Dad had like a cheap Kentucky.
Oh, did he? I don't remember that one. But that guitar was the formation of, me learning to play. And it's that one guitar that you're like, boy, wouldn't that be cool to still have around? And again, I think we sold that guitar for like $800 back in the day.
I thought you traded it for the.
No,
Santa
I know.
Cruz.
I sold it to a guy who had a pawn shop around the corner from the Old Town Pick and Parlor. Carried it over there, and at that time, we got a fair price for it. But again, to have that guitar back, it means something. So I guess that one's probably the biggest one
think
that
you're
I
wrong.
wish I had.
Wrong. The
I
guitar
know,
that you
Mike.
shouldn't have got rid of was the Ovation.
Well,
That's a great
it's
story
an
too.
argument.
That's a very
There's an
great
argument
story.
there.
You hated that guitar.
I did.
You're such an insolent child.
If you ever want to hear a great story,
That's what we're here for, John. Tell the story.
We told it on the podcast with Jerry Lambert.
yeah,
Yes.
I guess so. Yeah,
We talked about that.
the guitar that John hated.
He won
that was
in a contest
given
and
to him.
cried that he won the contest.
I wanted a microphone, not a guitar.
Yeah, give me anything but
Child.
this. You got a Snickers bar? You can have this back.
Little do you know, Tony Rice was playing one on records. At
He
the
wasn't
time.
playing that one, I can tell you that much.
Anyway.
Jason, how about you?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. I've never regretted owning an instrument, or I've never gotten
That
rid of an
five-string
instrument.
bass you had, I'd regret that if I were you.
It's still around. I know where that is.
First of all, it's 6 strings and it's in my closet right now. I've kept everything I've ever owned, basically, except for
the Zeta.
a Zeta, which
Basically.
I didn't regret buying.
Oops.
It was more of a utility purchase, but so I can't answer to one that I lost that I wish I'd have kept because I've kept them, except for the fact the ones that,
podcast.
the ones that well, if you let me talk and you'd shut up.
Ouch.
That's just not.
If you consider instruments that have come through the shop that I've owned and didn't purchase personally, then there are a few. I would say there was a King bass from the 50s that I wish that I bought because it was a really good bass and we had it set up correctly and it was wonderful playing, sounded cool, and it would have been cool to own a King bass. And then there's a couple Ks that I wish I'd have kept. There was a
one that had
case
a
from the
ton of
1930s.
Springfield history.
That was a really dumb one not to purchase.
I tried to get
We should have kept
everybody in
that. I couldn't
shop to
afford it.
buy
I
I tried
just
to get the shop to buy
I
it.
really couldn't afford anything at the time. So I was in the midst of having babies and
You had babies?
yeah.
Weird.
Yes. Well, miracles of modern science. John, would you let me talk? There was a really
been
cool
talking
cave in
the
the
whole
30s that I
time.
should have kept.
The dominant Jason.
There was a bass that I'm just naming bases. You asked me the question. There was a bass in Amazon or Arizona, the Amazon rainforest of Arizona. This is a good story. The freaking
Jerry.
Cherry Holmes bought it out from under me.
Did he really?
Yeah.
You had no
It
money.
was cheap. It was only $1,800, and I had already talked
That's so cheap.
about getting some money to purchase it. It was a 1940 something American Standard in really great shape. And Jerry, who was collecting them at the time for no reason, just bought
He
it.
showed up with
before-
cash money.
Yeah, well,
Cash talks.
and
you
he,
got mad, didn't
he had big
you?
tattoos and stuff. And Jerry,
You should call him and see if he still got that
he
bass.
probably does.
You wanna
Anyway,
buy it?
that's the only thing I could point to say I regret.
Would you pay for it?
Would I buy it now?
Yeah.
For $1,800? Yes. I would. Thank you.
Would your wife
Was there
allow
a
you
guitar
to?
in the 90s?
I know why Jason's being so dominant here. It's like when he's at home, he doesn't get to be dominant, so he's just giving it out on us.
Okay.
Yes, there's a guitar
Jared, was
that
there a
I
guitar
should
in
have
the
bought.
90s?
I don't remember what it was or what model it was, but I was like, I should have bought that.
Are there
was
any mandolins?
Yes, the Bill Monroe model when it first came out. I remember Dad debated
Yeah, that was
buying
a
one
good
of
one.
those because again, working with Kit, we could
He
get
took it
at
home
cost.
for a while, I think, even.
Yeah, I think
too.
we had it and
Had a varnish
like,
one.
Gosh, it's just so high for a mandolin. It was like $8,000. Like, there's no one ever going to pay $8,000 for a mandolin. Who could spend that kind of money? And if you really want to, let's just all go. We should have invested in Amazon when it was $1.50. When Lloyd Loar mandolins were going for $20,000 and $30,000, there was like,
Yeah, remember-
somebody's paying $20,000 for a
I
mandolin.
remember being in McAllister, Oklahoma, and who had like 4 of them at the time?
Herschel Sizemore?
Herschel had one. He was trying to sell there for like $24,000. And I was like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. It'll probably go up. But man, I don't know how you could possibly afford that. And then 10 years later.
$120,000.
So
So yeah, those are lots of regrets. But we did
Plus it would've
actually,
been Herschel's
when we
mandolin.
first had the music stores, our second year open, I think, a customer came in, brought a bunch of Gibson instruments, and I was like, ooh, those are cool. And because he liked the store and liked what we did, he ended up bringing in his entire collection, and his dad was a authorized repairman for Gibson mandolin. Doc Savage was his name. And so his son Michael Savage brought in a bunch of instruments that were still left over when his dad passed away. And one of them was a Lloyd Loar H5 mandola, which coincidentally wasn't part of his dad's collection, but actually Michael was at a pawn shop, or not a pawn shop, but a yard sale up in Michigan, just near.
Was it Michigan? I think this one was in Virginia. You're mixing the story.
But he ended up buying it at a yard sale. Got it home and told his dad what he got, and his dad said, "You need to take that back. That's worth a lot more than that." And he went back, and the yard sale was gone, all that sort of stuff. But ended up having an H5 mandola. It did have the top refinished, or all the finish on it was refinished. But still, it would have been
over
cool.
the original finish.
Over the original finish. It would have been cool to own because there's only, I think, 12 H5s that were signed by Lloyd Loar known. At the time, he consigned it through us, so he still owned it, but we consigned it and let us take a good share of the final sale. And we really needed that when we were starting out. That was the biggest cash influx that we had in our business
Probably
at the time.
One of the biggest things that made
But it's something
the
I
store
knew when we
survive.
sold it. I'm going to years later say, I wish we had kept that.
It was. It ended up eventually getting totally refurbished and made into all new, and we got to see the
Dave
process
Harvey
of it.
redid
It was pretty neat to kind of see that one get finalized. And
Specifically, John, any guitars that went through the shop, like we talked about in the past.
went through the shop.
Yeah, what's the guitar that you sold here that you wish you'd have kept? Number one.
It was the 43 D18 that came here recently. If I was to
Really?
say any of those, yeah.
That one?
There was a bunch of great guitars.
That one?
But I that's a tough one because I wish I'd had that one because I think it just turned out to be fantastic and was one of the best guitars I've ever. It's definitely the best guitar from that era that I've ever played.
And you own a 1940.
It's different than the 43 though. That was a major change.
So 3 years is a new era.
Yes.
All right. Taylor Swift.
It's my new eras.
Gosh, he's insulting
Wow,
today.
he
I
has
don't know.
been awful.
Well, you attacked me, and he attacked me about
I would never
being
do that.
browbeaten by my wife. So.
You made fun of me for not knowing the guitar model or age or
Well, you're just speaking
selection.
gibberish anyway. Jared, is there a guitar, specifically a guitar that comes with the shop that you wish you'd have kept? Guitar. I'm trying to think of I think the guitar that I would like to buy is still in the shop, but I know I can't afford it.
You should do it. It only takes money, Jason.
It's a Santa Cruz.
I
That
knew you
guitar,
were gonna say
by
that.
the way, that guitar is incredible, and it mics incredibly well.
Yes, I
And I
agree
think
with you.
it's an incredible deal. If
It
you
is
go
a
by the
great deal.
specs, it should be a lot higher than it is.
I agree with you.
But I got some audio given to me to process, and it was Corey playing demos on that guitar, and I was like, man, that sounds really good. I got to figure out how they mic that because I wasn't there when he did it, and then I realized what it was, and it's that guitar, and it's like it mics better than anything we've ever played in this shop.
there you go.
I would agree. That's
Then
awesome.
buy it already.
I can't.
So I'm going to go back
It's
to
as
a
much as
mandolin
my car.
that's still in the shop, but I can't buy it. Is the Hall of Fame Monroe? We are putting it up for sale. We like let's keep it in the shop for a few years just because it's so cool. But it's been a few years now. It is besides the cool story about it, besides it being the only 100-year later anniversary model to Bill Monroe's that it's modeled after to the day. It's cool that way, but it's probably one of the best playing sounding mandolins I've had my hands
pretty
on.
cool. I said guitars.
I know. I said I want to bring it back to mandolins, and that's the one that
can't-
I wish I could
You
have.
can't just do that. You
can't limit
can't. You can't. You have to.
Jason,
I'm
this
trying
is
to
a
stretch this,
freeform
Jeremy.
Podcast. I get to
Trying to
move,
create
weave
conversation. I'm trying to be a conversationalist with you guys, and you're
That's
fighting me every.
not how you
John,
converse.
what mandolin specific? Anyway,
I have a story of a guitar that I actually am sad that I let go. And at the time, I guess I was less sad about it. But I did have the opportunity to buy one of the very first Tony Rice Santa Cruz guitars with paperwork. It's not, I don't think it's the very first, because when we talked to Richard Hoover on the podcast, I think he said this was the second iteration of the Tony Rice guitar. And it's one that was done with a cedar top. And probably one of the most famous ones in the beginning because it's the one that was shot with many covers, Fretz Magazine, as well as some other promo shots for Santa Cruz. And Tony took it around. When I saw it, it was in an anvil case. It had a big giant crack that had been repaired but needed still more attention. And I had the opportunity to buy it. It was expensive, $6,000 at the time for that purchase. And I just, again, I was 22 years old maybe, and
It also
did not have that
didn't
amount of money.
sound that good.
It was not a great guitar. It was one of those that now, again, it's kind of like, excuse me, that D28 that I was talking about earlier. It's not a guitar that I would play as like, this is the greatest guitar I've ever had, but it's one of those like, man, to own something, a piece of history like that, that was the man's, instrument. I wish I knew where that guitar was. In fact, I recently been contacted. People are looking for that guitar, including his own, Tony's brother. And I have not seen it in 20, 30 years now. But that is one I wish I did have a hold of. Wish I knew where it was.
Well, there you go. That's something. All right. Final question. If I'm being the MC here, is there a instrument that you will buy if it comes through the shop, come hell or high water, you're getting it? What are you looking for?
For a personal instrument or for the shop?
For you. This is all personal. We'll take anything, guys. Anything we could sell comes to the shop.
I mean, that's if you'd say, and money was not
No, I mean,
a barrier to it.
Is there an instrument out there that you're like, I will go to the bank for that?
There was a Lloyd Loar that I played at Starvey Creek, and I can't remember the guy who owned it, but he came one year and he let me play it for a few hours. And it was, not every Lloyd Loar is a great sounding mandolin. I'll go out and say that. And there's been some duds that I've played, but they're still worth $100,000. This one, when I first started playing it, was pretty tight, but then within like an hour, it was just one of the most responsive mandolins I've played. So if that came through and it had that same effect on me when I played it, I would find a way to get a third and fourth and fifth mortgage on the house, and I'd probably put up the business for collateral and buy it for my personal instrument.
Well, see, you're in trouble already because it's mandolins, and your ultimate mandolins are expensive. I'd be okay because if I get across a 1930 mid-30s American Standard set up well, straight neck, I'm gonna buy it. It's going to be because that's the only bass I want. I already have a good bass for Bluegrass. I need a country bass. I'll get gut strings. I'll make the purchase. I'll spend the money, make it sound fat and thumpy. That's the one thing. And I won't have to spend more than $3,000 for that, or $4,000 maybe. So I'm okay. I'm safe. That's what I would buy. I don't think there's a chance of that happening here in Springfield, Missouri.
It's possible. It's
somebody listening to this podcast right now.
Yeah, somebody's listening.
Giving you a call.
Give me one.
I gotta tell you guys, there's guitars that I would love to have, and it would have to be something that strikes me, because honestly, I have a lot of really amazing instruments right now. I have one instrument that's in the shop. You didn't ask me what's in the shop right now that you would want. That's here, and it's that T-Bar OM. It's the most incredible thing that I've seen in a long time. But the hardest part for me on even purchasing that guitar is I am having a hard time justifying another instrument on top of what I already own. I have some amazing things, and I don't get to play those. I play more of the instruments for you guys to hear than play my own personal ones. In fact, it's been a mission of mine and Trent's to slowly bring out one at a time one of my guitars for the Wednesday podcast, just so I get a chance to enjoy them. So it'd be really hard for me to justify a Super One unless it's just a great investment that comes in and lands in my lap that I'm just like, ooh, that'd be really neat to have. I'd love to have that Bill Monroe mandolin that's in the shop right now just to have, but I can't think of anything that's like, boy, if I would just go out and sell the farm in order to own this thing.
You don't have a farm.
You're right. I don't, but I have incredible instruments right now, and I don't get to.
So you're telling me that the antique comes across.
Oh, come on,
you're just gonna.
But that's unrealistic.
I don't need that. I don't need that.
That's what I said. That's an unrealistic.
There's a couple instruments that Jason moved us right along and swept this. Let's keep this thing moving. But I think you got.
Excuse me for trying to keep you on point.
Didn't Elmer let you use his guitar for a while and take it on the road?
I didn't take it on the road, but I got to play it quite often at a lot of shows.
I remember I got Melvin Tucker let me play one of his mandolins for a while. And that was a great A-style mandolin, my first A-style.
I like how Jeremy has something that pops in his head, and then it's
No, I
my
was
fault he
trying
didn't
to
think
bring
about
that
it
up
earlier.
I was when I got a second chance, but you just, shut up. Anyway, Melvin Tucker let me take one of his mandolins on the road for a while. It was just on loan. I think we had it for a whole season. I really did like that mandolin a lot, and I'd love to have that one back. I know Elmer's was one that you really loved, and never really had the opportunity to buy it, but I'm sure if you did get it, you would have.
That's lives with Ricky Wasson, and I doubt that's ever a option that it would work its way into my hands ever again either. I mean, this is the hard part right now for me personally, is the fact that there's so many great instruments out there that unless they just landed in, you know what I get more of a kick out of right now is helping other people find the ultimate, because I've gone through that chase and it's been awesome. I got the 1940 that I own. I now have the Bedell version of that, which I think is fantastic. I have my LSH from Bourgeois that speaks to me in different ways. I've got the Eastman E10 that's sitting in my... Every single instrument that I own personally right now speaks to me in a way that other ones don't. And maybe another new instrument's going to show up and do the same thing.
Do you see dead
But
guitars?
I just don't know. I don't know what that's going to be.
Dead guitars.
I do.
They're speaking to him.
You're
What
so
do they-
not.
What do they say to you, John?
They say amazing things.
Beat your brother with a
Will you,
sacrifice.
will you use me
Have
to
your
smack
guitars-
Jason in the face?
Have your guitars ever asked you to kill somebody, John?
It's you.
one person in particular.
Why am I the villain here?
It's like,
Because
what's
you're the
name?
villain. Because
Bandit.
you are literally the villain.
In the words of Jeremy, shut up.
That was your words. I was just
Oh
repeating
yeah,
your words.
you were paraphrasing me. Cool.
I again I want transcriptions to show what Jason is saying to people.
You know what?
What?
It's hard to be whimsical when you're acting like this.
You remember a podcast where Jason was talking about traumatizing things that happened? This is his revenge now.
I
He's the big little brother, and now he's going to bully up on his big brothers.
I'm just trying to keep this entertaining for people, and you guys are bringing me down.
Ends up, Jason, you're not that entertaining.
You just quit springing subject matters on us. I could think of what year, make, and model I was should have bought.
If only I had more Diet Dr. Pepper Zero. Then your court, Dr. Pepper. It'll be every podcast from now on.
Is it? All right.
The
Anyway,
cool, refreshing taste of Dr.
those
Pepper
are some of
Zero
my-
Until we get
brings
paid.
me back. No, you gotta give them a little love. You gotta show them a little leg before they give you some free Diet Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper Zero.
Either
it
one.
comes in multiple flavors: strawberries and cream soda, cherry, anything your heart's desire.
So let's just hope the viewers at home, I'm sure they all have a story about one that got away, or
Yeah.
and like John said, that first instrument that you learned on that wasn't really worth anything and you didn't keep because you maybe traded up for a different one that you just wish you had for nostalgia's sake.
don't you wish you had your first one? You didn't even say what that was. There was a black top.
The black top flat iron that I do wish
If
we
it's
had.
out there and you're watching and you see there's a repaired crack in the F hole where Jeremy dropped it.
I didn't drop it. The strap button fell out and it fell out and hit the concrete floor. I cried.
It's your fault.
Oh, I cried. I was so scared.
It was pretty good.
Anyway, yes, that was a great mandolin.
Festival F.
Festival F, black top.
Yeah,
I
I
would
agree
love to
with
have
Jeremy. I think if you can form a cohesive sentence, unlike us, maybe we should write down our thoughts also in the comments so that we can actually make sense. Please tell us what you wish
What
you would have
instrument got
bought,
away?
what you didn't buy, what you should have bought, what you wish you hadn't bought. Are there any? Nobody answered that question. Are there is there an instrument that you bought that you're like, oh God, I got to get rid of this?
Oh, I'm sure there's like.
I think all instruments are good.
What's that little thing you bought
they're-
that like it's electronic? You slide your finger up and down.
The automaton?
That was awesome. There's zero regrets for that. Are you kidding me?
I know one that John bought. He bought a saxophone.
I still have it. I don't get rid of anything.
There's a regret.
I still have it. I don't know where it is, but I've got it. I gotta say, instruments are hard for me to part with. I don't have very many that I can say I part
There's
with.
a couple reasons for that, I imagine, because you only buy instruments if you really think it's going to be something that
that I
You
really,
really
really
want.
need and want. Yes.
Most people do. I mean, there are people that just buy on a whim, but
Tell me what you want. What you really, really want.
I'll tell you what I want.
What you really, really want. You wanna?
I don't really want
You
it.
wanna?
You want to?
No, I kind of
You
want
wanna-
it. I don't really want it. A little bit. Maybe a little, just a little bit.
Oh, I hate all of us.
Dr. Pepper.
What I really could,
I haven't.
my desire is Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Comes in the red and black can.
Oh, gosh.
Balls in your court.
Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed this rambling, incoherent.
I really like the Dr. Pepper Zero cream soda, by the way. Just, you know, it's a
if you're gonna
tan
send
can.
one,
It's
tan.
tan and black, not red and black. Cherry's okay. Sugar, the strawberries and cream.
Yeah, please
It's good
continue.
for dessert. I can't drink it all
Ladies
day.
and gentlemen, this is the end of the podcast. You could turn it off now and not miss anything substantial.
The
What's
only
your
good
favorite
one.
drink, Jeremy?
The only
We're not
good
getting
one is
into
the
this.
blackberry, and you're wrong on this.
I don't
one.
really like the blackberry.
Yeah,
Jeremy,
it's 'cause
do you
you're
like
wrong.
The blackberry. He's not.
Thank
He's
you for
not
tuning in for
engaging.
another episode of the Acoustic
Sure,
Shop
if we
News.
wanted to get
Fade
Monster
this
to
out.
sponsor this, Jeremy would do it.
Also, sometimes they know things. This is not one of those podcasts. where-
Sponsors, give us some free stuff. Sponsor.
The entire intent of this podcast is for Jason to get free
We
soda.
like soda.
It was
We
just
like
revealed for
coffee.
the first time
We
during
like
this podcast.
candies.
We all wondered why he wanted a podcast, and now we know. Thank you for tuning in.
Dr. Pepper. See, we can do a theme song even. Dr. Pepper.
See you next time.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Dr. Pepper.
It's a jingle, not a theme song.
Take me away.
The Acoustic Shop knows people. Handmade by Trent Pruitt, Hinkley Hinkleston, and Jason Chapman for the Acoustic Shop.
Theme song written and performed by Ofer Koren.
And please remember to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.